Hi students, today we will learn about the galvanic cell, or it is also called as voltaic cell. You know that in galvanic cell or voltaic cell, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. That is, from a chemical energy we can obtain electrical energy, and chemical energy is obtained due to the spontaneous redox reaction. In this cell, redox reaction is very important. What is redox reaction? The reaction in which oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously. Now you know oxidation is loss of electrons and reduction is gain of electrons. So in redox reaction there are two parts, there are two substances. One substance which gets oxidized and another substance which gets reduced. Oxidized substance loses electrons, reduced substance gains electrons. These two substances are separated from each other, and the electrons which are lost by the oxidized substance are carried out towards the reduced substance by using the metallic wire. And due to this we can obtain flow of electrons, and like this we can obtain electrical energy. So for the construction of galvanic cell we require two parts, and these two parts are called as two half cells, or these are called as single electrodes. Remember, for the construction of galvanic cell we require half cells, or it is also called as single electrode. First we will consider how galvanic cell is constructed, and remember, for the construction of galvanic cell two half cells are required, or they are also called as single electrodes. Now we shall see how half cell is constructed. For the construction of half cell or single electrode, the condition important is the atoms or molecules. Atoms or molecules must be in direct contact of its own ions. Atoms or molecules must be in the direct contact of their own ions. For example, suppose we have metal electrode. Any metal electrode if you have to prepare, then the atoms of the metal must be in direct contact of its ions. If we have to prepare the gas electrode, then generally gases are in molecular state, and so the molecules of the gas are in direct contact with its own ions. How we shall see here. Suppose we have to prepare zinc electrode, zinc half cell or zinc electrode we have to prepare. What is the condition here? The atoms of zinc must be in direct contact with ions of zinc. Means we have Zn atoms and they must be in direct contact with Zn plus ions, ions of Zn plus ions. Now, so if you have to consider zinc electrode, what you have to do? For that, we have to take one container. In this container, we have to take the solution which contains Zn plus ions. Suppose in this container, we have taken the solution of ZnSO4. The concentration of ZnSO4 is known to us. Suppose it is 1 molar. ZnSO4 solution contains Zn plus ions and SO4 minus ions. The solution which contains Zn plus ions you have to take. You can take any solution which contains Zn plus ions. ZnCl2 solution you can take also. Like this. Suppose Zn plus ions solution we have taken, and in this solution we have to dip a zinc rod or zinc strip. Zinc rod is taken and it is dipped in a solution containing Zn plus ions. This zinc rod contains Zn atoms. And this zinc rod is made up of zinc atoms. So zinc atoms are in direct contact with Zn plus ions. The zinc rod is directly dipped in Zn plus solution, and so Zn atoms are in direct contact with Zn plus ions. So this construction is called as zinc half cell or zinc electrode. This is called as zinc half cell or zinc electrode. Like this, any metal electrode can be prepared like this. For that, we have to take the rod or the strip of that metal, and it is dipped in a solution containing the ions of that metal. Now there is one method for the representation of this half cell. Suppose this electrode works as oxidation electrode. That means oxidation reaction takes place at this electrode. Then it is represented like this. First we have to write the atoms. These atoms are in solid state because they are present on the rod, in the rod. And so Zn solid, single vertical line is there. This single vertical line represents the direct contact between the atoms and ions. After this vertical line, we have to represent the ions, Zn plus ions, and the ions are present in aqueous state. Here, the concentration is represented 1 molar. So simply, without drawing this diagram, we can say that zinc electrode is prepared by dipping Zn rod, that is Zn atoms, are in direct contact with Zn plus ions of the solution having concentration 1 molar. This is the method for representation of this metal electrode. Now suppose we have to prepare copper electrode. How can you prepare it? We have to take one copper rod and it is dipped in a solution containing Cu plus ions. Like this, you can represent the copper electrode in this way. Suppose we have to prepare the gas electrode. For example, hydrogen gas electrode we have to prepare. Metal electrode, like this, there is another type of electrode which is called as gas electrode. Suppose we have to prepare hydrogen gas electrode. The method is different, but the condition is same. Gas, it is in the state of molecules. So hydrogen molecules we have to take. And these hydrogen molecules must be in direct contact with the ions of the gas. Which are the ions produced by hydrogen gas molecules? H plus ions. So H2 molecules must be in direct contact with H plus ions. Now you cannot prepare hydrogen gas rod, gaseous state. Hydrogen gas is in gaseous state, and so you can't prepare the rod like this. So what you have to do? Here we have to take one metal rod of the inert metal like platinum. Suppose this is platinum rod. On this platinum rod, hydrogen gas is adsorbed. The gas molecules of hydrogen are adsorbed. What is adsorption? You know, in 11th standard, you have studied about adsorption. Adsorption is collection of one substance on the surface of another substance. So on the surface of this platinum rod, hydrogen gas is adsorbed. That means this rod is of hydrogen, now we can say, and this rod is dipped in a solution containing H plus ions. For example, suppose we have taken HCl solution having 1 molar concentration. Now HCl solution contains H plus ions. H plus ions are in direct contact with H2 molecules. The condition is fulfilled, and so this construction is called as hydrogen gas electrode or hydrogen half cell. Remember, for the construction of gas electrode, on the inert metal, the gas is adsorbed, whose electrode we have to prepare. That gas is adsorbed on that inert metal, and that metal rod is dipped in a solution containing the ions of the gas. Now for the representation of this gas electrode, here the method is, first we have to represent the metal on which the gas is adsorbed. Here we have taken platinum, and so platinum metal which is in solid state, single vertical line because there is direct contact between platinum and hydrogen gas molecules, and hydrogen gas is here. Here for gas, pressure is important, and so you have to represent the pressure also in the bracket. After that, again single vertical line. These H2 molecules are in direct contact with H plus ions. These H plus ions are in the form of aqueous solution, and here the concentration of the solution. This is the representation of hydrogen gas electrode. Like this, oxygen gas electrode, chlorine gas electrode can be represented. First, what you have to write? You have to write the metal on which the gas is adsorbed, then the gas molecules, and then the H plus ions or the ions of the gas. Like this, suppose the electrode is reversed, that is here reduction takes place, the representation will be reversed. So you have understand what is half cell or single electrode. Now, galvanic cell or voltaic cell is the combination of two half cells. One where oxidation takes place and second where reduction takes place. Now we will study the construction of galvanic cell by using the example of Daniell cell. In 11th standard we have studied about Daniell cell. Daniell cell is galvanic cell or voltaic cell which is made up of two half cells. Which are these two half cells? Zinc half cell and copper half cell. Now you know how zinc half cell is prepared and how copper half cell is prepared. Zinc rod is taken, it is dipped in a solution containing Zn++ ions, that is 1 molar ZnSO4 solution we have taken in this container, and Cu half cell is prepared. Cu rod is taken, it is dipped in a solution containing 1 molar CuSO4 solution, that is Cu++ ions are in direct contact with Cu rod. These two rods, they are also called as electrodes. This is called as zinc electrode, this is called as copper electrode. These two rods are connected through the metallic wire through this voltmeter or any source you can use which can show the flow of electrons here. Like this, these two rods are connected by using metallic wires. Now, these two solutions, these are connected by using one medium that is called as salt bridge. What is the function of salt bridge? We can consider separately. But this is the construction of any or Daniell cell and any galvanic cell. Like this, it can be constructed by using two half cells. One half cell where oxidation takes place, second half cell where reduction takes place. In Daniell cell, here what happens? Zn atoms from this Zn rod. Here Zn atoms are there on the Zn rod. These Zn atoms are in direct contact with Zn++ ions. Zn atoms have more tendency to lose electrons and get converted into Zn++ ions. Zn++ ions from the solution, they can also take the electrons from Zn rod. But here what happens? Zn++ ions and Zn atoms are in direct contact with each other. Here Zn atoms have the tendency to lose electrons and get converted into Zn++ ions. So what happens here? Zn++ ions are produced and they will pass into this solution. Electrons will be produced and these electrons from this rod, they will be carried towards this copper rod. And so this electrode or this Zn rod becomes negatively charged or it works as a negatively charged electrode. Here oxidation takes place and therefore this electrode or this zinc electrode is called as oxidation electrode. And you know that the electrode where oxidation takes place is called as anode. So here Zn electrode works as anode where electrons are lost by the atoms and they are converted into ions. Now these electrons are carried out through this metallic wire towards this copper rod. Here copper rod is in direct contact with Cu++ ions. These electrons are carried out towards this copper rod and these electrons are taken by or accepted by these Cu++ ions. So here Cu++ ions are reduced to Cu atoms. This reaction is a reduction reaction and so this electrode works as a reduction electrode and the electrode where reduction takes place is called as cathode. Now I am using another words. We have first said that Galvanic cell is a combination of two half cells. The first, where oxidation takes place, is oxidation electrode. Reduction takes place is reduction electrode. Like this, the electrode where oxidation takes place is called as anode, remember. And the electrode where reduction takes place is called as cathode. And so, galvanic cell is the combination of anode and cathode. By using this Daniell cell, we will explain the reactions which are taking place here. ZnSO4 solution is there containing Zn++ ion. Zn atoms are there. Zn atoms are in direct contact with Zn++ ions, and these Zn atoms have the tendency to lose electrons and get converted into Zn++ ion. The electrons which are produced, they are carried through this metallic wire towards this copper rod. These electrons are accepted by Cu++ ions which are present in the solution, and by accepting Cu++, the electrons Cu++ ions are converted into Cu atoms. Like this, the reaction is completed, or you can say that there is flow of electrons, and due to which we can obtain the electrical energy here. But here we have used salt bridge. What is the function of this salt bridge? What happens? Now see here. When Zn atoms loses electrons and gets converted into Zn++ ions. Here, when we have taken ZnSO4 solution initially, it contains 1 molar Zn++ ions and 1 molar SO4 minus ion. That is, the concentration of Zn++ ions and the concentration of SO4 minus ions are same. In 1 molar ZnSO4 solution, before starting the chemical reaction, the concentration of Zn++ ions and concentration of SO4 minus ions are same, and so the solution is neutral. But here what happens? Zn atoms loses electrons and get converted into Zn++ ions. So what will happen? In this solution, the concentration of Zn++ ions will increase than the concentration of SO4 minus ions. That means this solution will become positively charged. You can say that the solution will become positively charged. When the solution will become positively charged and the electrons are lost by the Zn atoms, these electrons will not move away from this Zn rod, because this positively charged solution will attract these electrons. Now again, suppose these electrons, 1 or 2 electrons are here passed through this metallic wire and go towards this copper rod. Here in copper electrode, what happens? I have said that Cu++ ions from the solution are converted into Cu atoms by accepting the electrons. Again, in CuSO4 solution, initially in 1 molar solution, Cu++ ions and SO4 minus ions have the same concentration. But when Cu++ ions are converted into Cu atoms, the concentration of Cu++ ions will be decreased. It will be less than the concentration of SO4 minus ions. So what will happen? The solution will become negatively charged here. The solution here will become negatively charged. Then the electrons will not be accepted by the Cu++ ions. That means the electrical contact will not be there. The reaction will be stopped. We cannot obtain the flow of electrons. So to obtain the flow of electrons or to complete the circuit, salt bridge is used. It maintains the electrical neutrality. The solution is neutral here. Initially it is neutral. Initially this solution is neutral. But after the reaction starts, this solution becomes positively charged. This solution becomes negatively charged. Here, salt bridge turns this solution neutral. How? We'll see by considering separately what is salt bridge. Now remember, salt bridge is like this U-shaped glass tube. Here it is a U-shaped glass tube which is used, inverted U-shaped glass tube we have said. In this solution, we have dipped these 2 limbs here in 2 solutions separately. But initially here we have to take this U-shaped glass tube. In this U-shaped glass tube, we have to take inert electrolyte. Inert electrolyte means the electrolyte whose ions, positively charged or negatively charged ions, cannot react with the solutions of with the ions of these solutions. Generally, here we have to use KCl solution or NH4NO3 solution. Saturated hot solution of KCl generally or NH4NO3 is filled in this U-shaped glass tube, and in this KCl solution we have to add 5% agar and agar powder. In the hot solution, if you add the agar powder, after cooling this, you can obtain the gel-like structure. Because you know that we have to dip by inverting this U-shaped glass tube. If you take only KCl solution, the solution cannot remain in this U tube. And so here agar and agar powder is used. By using this powder, this solution is converted into gel. What is gel? You know, gel is semi-solid. That is, the ions can flow through this, but it is not completely solid or completely liquid. And so here we have to use KCl solution. Hot saturated KCl solution is taken. 5% agar and agar powder is added in this KCl solution, and gel type structure is prepared. These two limbs of salt bridge are closed by using glass wool plug. So this is the construction of salt bridge. How salt bridge is prepared? See here, we have to take one U-shaped glass tube. In this U-shaped glass tube, we have to take saturated solution of KCl or NH4NO3, and 5% agar and agar powder is added to make this solution of gel type, and the two limbs of this U-shaped tube are closed by using glass wool plug. Like this salt bridge is dipped in a solution containing these two electrodes are connected indirectly. Here, what happens? I have said that this solution will become positively charged because Zn++ ions concentration will be greater than concentration of SO4- ion. When this solution becomes positively charged, these ions from this electrolyte, suppose it is KCl, now these Cl- ions will move towards this solution. For one Zn++ ions, two Cl- ions will move, and so what will happen? This solution will become neutral. Like this here, K+ ions will be moved here, and the solution will become neutral. So to maintain the electrical neutrality between the two electrodes, here salt bridge is used. What are the functions of salt bridge? First one is here, it gives or it completes the electric circuit. I have explained this because if the solution becomes positively charged and this becomes negatively charged, the electrons cannot pass. The electron cannot flow through this metallic wire. But if you use salt bridge, what will happen? The electrical circuit will be completed. Here, these two solutions, they are connected indirectly by using this salt bridge. Remember, this works as a bridge, and this bridge is of salt, and so it is called as salt bridge. So these two solutions, these two electrolytes, ZnSO4 and CuSO4, they are connected indirectly by using this salt bridge. So two electrolytic solutions are connected indirectly by using salt bridge, and salt bridge maintains the electrical neutrality between the two solutions. Like this, the functions of salt bridge we can consider. And by using this, by using the Daniell cell, we have studied how any galvanic cell or voltaic cell is constructed. First one is, we have to take two half cells. These two half cells are connected, or two electrodes are connected by this metallic wire, and two electrolytic solutions are connected indirectly by using salt bridge. Any galvanic cell or voltaic cell can be constructed like this. Now, for the representation, for the notation of galvanic cell, there is one method. By using this galvanic cell, we will study how any galvanic cell or voltaic cell is represented. There are two parts. All these can be simply explained by using one line. Oh, we shall see. There is one method. The method is, first, we have to represent the electrode where oxidation takes place. On the extreme left hand side, we have to represent the electrode where oxidation takes place. On the extreme right hand side, you have to represent the electrode where reduction takes place. I explained you how any electrode can be represented. Now here in Daniell cell, oxidation reaction takes place at Zn electrode. Which reaction takes place? Zn atoms are converted into Zn++ ions. So you have to represent this cell here. Zn rod is there, which is in solid state. Zn atoms are there. Single vertical line, Zn++ ions are there. These Zn++ ions are in aqueous solution and the concentration is 1 molar. Now, double vertical line you have to draw. This double vertical line represents the indirect contact or the contact through salt bridge. Zn++ ions from this Zn electrode and Cu++ ions from this Cu electrode, they are in indirect contact with each other by using this salt bridge, and this indirect contact is represented by using double vertical line. So you have to represent here solution Cu++, aqueous, again concentration 1 molar. Single vertical line, these Cu++ ions are in direct contact with Cu atoms, Cu rod. So this works as negatively charged electrode, this works as positively charged electrode. So this is the representation of Daniell cell, and this is called as cell formula. This is the notation of this Daniell cell. All this I have explained, it is written in this simple formula. This is cell formula of Daniell cell. What this represents? Here, these are two parts. First one is Zn electrode is there. Second one is copper electrode is there. That is, in any galvanic cell, there are two half cells, and these two half cells, they are represented. First, negatively charged electrode is represented on the left hand side. How? First, we have to write the metal or the solid part. Single vertical line. Aqueous solution we have to represent. In the middle of this cell formula, remember aqueous solutions are there. And at the extreme right or extreme left or extreme right, there are metals or solid parts. That is, Zn solid is here. Single vertical line, Zn++ ions, aqueous solution 1 molar. This is the representation for zinc half cell where oxidation takes place. Now, this is the representation for copper half cell where reduction takes place. For reduction, we have written first Cu++ ions, aqueous solution 1 molar is the concentration, Cu rod is there. And these two half cells are connected by using the double vertical line, or this double vertical line represents the salt bridge. Remember, double vertical line represents the salt bridge. Like this, there are the rules for writing the representation of any cell. From this representation, you can understand which two half cells are used to prepare any galvanic cell. Here, like this, in Daniell cell, zinc half cell and copper half cell is used. At which half cell oxidation takes place, at which half cell reduction takes place. Here, at zinc electrode, oxidation takes place. At copper electrode, reduction takes place, because zinc electrode is written on the left hand side, copper electrode is represented on the right hand side. Now, which cell reactions are taking place? Here, in zinc half cell, oxidation reaction takes place and these Zn atoms are converted into Zn++ ions. So from this you can write which reaction takes place at oxidation electrode or oxidation half reaction can be explained. Zn is converted into Zn++ ions. How? By losing 2 electrons. And here in this electrode reduction reaction takes place. Cu++ ions by gaining electrons gets converted into Cu atoms. So by writing or by knowing the representation of any cell, you can determine which 2 half cells are there, at which cell half cell oxidation takes place, at which half cell reduction takes place, which reaction takes place at oxidation electrode and at reduction electrode. So remember here, or simply you have to remember at right hand side you have to represent the reduction electrode. I am giving you a clue. R, right, and at right hand side you have to write the reduction electrode. Or there is one again notation. Suppose you have to remember this word lone, L-O-A-N, L-O-A-N, for remembering or for representation of any galvanic cell. Remember this L-O-A-N. What is L? L for left. For left. O for oxidation. A for anode. And N for negative. By remembering this word L-O-A-N, lone, you can represent any cell. L for left. On left hand side in the representation we have to represent the electrode where oxidation takes place. This electrode where oxidation takes place is called as anode, and the electrode where oxidation takes place is working as negative electrode. So first you have to represent negative electrode and then you have to represent the positive electrode where reduction takes place on the right hand side. Like this you can represent any galvanic cell. Suppose I am taking one example. Suppose I have the electrode which is constructed, I have a cell which is constructed by using magnesium electrode and silver electrode. Magnesium electrode and silver electrode are used, and at magnesium electrode there is oxidation reaction or it works as anode, and at silver electrode there is reduction reaction, it works as cathode. So how can you represent this cell? Magnesium electrode where oxidation takes place, that means we have to take magnesium rod, Mg solid. Single vertical line between magnesium metal and magnesium ions, Mg++ ions. You must know what is the oxidation number of Mg, Mg++. Here we have to represent aqueous solution, 1 molar solution. Suppose we have taken 1 molar solution. We don't know what is the concentration, but we can write 1 molar. Double vertical line. This is magnesium electrode. And silver electrode is there where reduction takes place. Here we have to represent first the ions, Ag+ ions. Aqueous solution, the concentration is 1 molar. Remember here, 2 solutions are in direct contact with each other. In indirect contact with each other by using salt bridge. Single vertical line, Ag+ ions, which are solids. From these 2 representations, you can say that here on the extreme left or extreme right, we have to represent the solid substances, and at the middle of this cell formula you have to represent the aqueous solutions. Remember this, then it will be simple. That is, at left hand side or right hand side you have to represent the solids, and in the middle we have to represent the aqueous solutions, and there is indirect contact between these 2 solutions which is represented by this double vertical line. Suppose we have gas electrode. One gas electrode is used. For example, suppose we have zinc electrode and hydrogen gas electrode. I have used zinc electrode and hydrogen gas electrode and constructed one cell. At zinc electrode, suppose oxidation reaction takes place. At hydrogen gas electrode, suppose reduction reaction takes place. Then how it is represented? Again, At zinc electrode, oxidation takes place, so zinc electrode is written at the left hand side, Zn plus ions, the same representation will be there. This works as negative electrode. Double vertical line. Now in hydrogen gas electrode, which ions are there? H plus ions are there, aqueous, 1 molar. Now these hydrogen H plus ions are in direct contact with hydrogen gas, H2 gas. Here you have to mention the pressure of the gas. And again, these hydrogen molecules are in direct contact with platinum metal. So here platinum metal again we have to represent, that is the metal on which the hydrogen gas is adsorbed, and this electrode works as positively charged electrode. So for the representation of this cell where gas electrodes are used, again the condition is same. On the left hand side or right hand side, metal rod is there, or solid substances are there. And so here for the representation of gas electrode, this method is used. This is the representation for this cell. Here one metal electrode is used and one gas electrode is used. Metal electrode is represented like this, and for the representation of gas electrode you have to use this method, that is first ions, they are in direct contact with molecules, and then these molecules are in direct contact with the inert metal on which the gas is adsorbed. So by using these methods you can represent any cell, and from the representation of this cell you can determine which are the reactions taking place at respective electrodes. So in the next video we will consider from the representation of the cell how we can write the cell reactions, and from the cell reactions how any cell can be represented.